Hey guys, this is Cam for 15 back out with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. As we were talking about 1000, episode 1030. Again, it's another of the One Piece film Red fillers. Now next week is going to be another filler episode. And I think we get back to canon stuff. Or back to the Battle of Onigashima stuff. I don't think I'm gonna talk about the next week's episode. It seems like it's gonna be somewhat new, somewhat rehash, stuff we've already seen before, but that's kind of it. I'll have to watch the episode to see if I want to review it. But again, sorry for getting this video out later than usual. My Saturday I actually went to the Chargers preseason game, so I was in LA, out at SoFi. So I cannot I couldn't talk about the episode late. And by the time I got late at home late last night, it was too late. And I was tired. But on this episode, pretty much well, I guess it kicks off this One Piece film Red story, and I'll tell you one thing. That, if the first episode was like, okay, I like it. I like the character of Uta. I like where this is going. This was the definite episode where, oh shit, I gotta freaking, when Film Red comes out here in the West, I gotta see that stuff. This was the episode that pretty much like, yeah, I'm sold on seeing Film Red. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of this. I want to see this Luffy dynamic, Luffy Uta dynamic. And like I said, I think I referenced it last week. I ship Luffy and Uta. If Boa Hancock was a thing, she'd be pissed at me. This episode, again, I'm just gonna say this. If you thought Luffy and Uta should be an item, you watch this episode, shit. You might as well just say, no, screw it. I freaking ship it to the max. I ship it 100%. I ship Luffy and Uta. And it's funny because I'm always a person who likes Luffy and Boa Hancock shipped together. But I saw this episode, I'm like, nah, Ninja. I need Luffy and Uta to freaking hook up, but we all know that Uta's a movie character, and we still don't even know if the series. We still technically don't know if the movie's canon. Technically, the movie can be canon in a way. In the standpoint, one, you can just say this movie takes place after the Battle of Onigashima, and then it fits timeline wise in the backstory because this is before Shanks. This is before Luffy ate the gum fruit. So yeah, and then Jinbei's on the crew for the movie, so yeah, that's kind of the thing. But anyways, the flashback continues on. Luffy and Uta. It's about been like some months have passed. I'm guessing. Again, I don't remember. I didn't rewatch the episode. I'm just remembering off strictly memory. I probably should have rewatched the episode, but whatever. And Luffy and Uta, they're pretty much the best of friends, even though they get in a bunch of arguments and everything. And again, Luffy's always asking Shanks, hey, can I join your crew? And Shanks is like, yeah, no. And leaving Uta's like, you can't join his crew until you're strong enough. Then that's when, and Uta's pretty much saying until Luffy's really strong, that's when, I'll say you're okay to join the crew. And I'm like, oh, and they're arguing with each other. I'm like, this definitely feels like a ship going somewhere. This definitely feels like something going on. Like, I wouldn't. Now, I don't think Oda typically doesn't do romance angles because he's not good with writing romance stuff. But shit, man, you could freaking ship Luffy and Uta, and you can see that she's got a thing for him. Luffy has a thing for her. And you can ultimately say, like I said, we don't know if this is a canon story. Right now, if you put Film Red, it actually fits in the One Piece timeline actually fairly good. Out of all the other movies, it actually fits in the timeline actually pretty well. You can say this was ultimately truly Luffy's first friend other than Ace and Sabo. So, again, they go off to go play and enjoy themselves. I like the fact that Makino kind of threw it out, and even Shanks threw it out. They're like, they're nice together. I think it was Makino that said they look very cute together. I'm like, see, even they ship it. God dang it. And it's kind of this whole thing where they get to this cliff area and they have all this funny business. Like we find out they ran away from the mountain bandits that was terrorizing Fuchsia Village, pretty much. Um, and they pretty much are at this cliff wall area to where they pretty much make these vows, are these promises, and Uta's vow is to pretty much spread her songs out to the entire world and pretty much perform on a grand stage where everyone can hear. Well, at this point in Luffy's young life, he doesn't have the aspirations of being king of the pirates because even though he doesn't want to be a pirate right at this moment, he just wants to join Shanks's crew, and he doesn't have any aspirations of being king of the pirates, pretty much, not now yet. So his goal is, I just want to travel out and see everything in this world. And it was just kind of like, really, that's what you want to do? And pretty much, Luffy's like, well, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to look at everything. I want to see everything. I want to see and meet new people along the way, which we know currently that's what Luffy has done his entire journey. Pretty much out of this whole, freedom persona of his and just going out to find new places. So yeah. But anyways, they head back. Shanks and company are going on another expedition and they're going to be away for a while. Uta is going with them. Now, Luffy actually tried to sneak on board, tried to pull a Carrot before Carrot did that. But Shanks found him and pretty much said, don't worry, we'll be back. It's not like we're leaving long term. And pretty much Uta and Luffy say their goodbyes and they say, yeah, don't worry. Uta pretty much says, I hope you get stronger, get stronger when I come back. And then we can play and hang out some more. So Luffy's looking very much forward to this. We get a little bit of a montage of the fact that as Shanks is gone, obviously Luffy is fairly bored because, hey, listen, you have a friend in your life that a childhood friend, and they end up going away, and you're just a kid, and you did all these things every day where you always played with one another, and had a lot of fun together. It would get fairly boring for you. You would miss that. And Luffy's a little bit kind of blue because Uta's not there having fun and playing with him. I think we all as kids have been there to where we had a friend as a childhood friend, and guess what? You're kind of the only person right then and there, like especially for only children. Like you have a friend come over, hang out for about a few hours, and they go away, and then you're back to being on your own. It kind of gets a little bit boring. So then what happens next is Luffy sees the Red Force. They pretty much dock at Fuchsia Village, and Luffy's like, hey, how was your expedition? Hey, where's Uta and everything? I want to play with her so we can like talk and everything. But the mood of the Shanks crew is pretty much down and very blue. They're not, I guess you can say they're not very happy. And the thing is, Shanks comes up and Luffy pretty much talks to Shanks. He's like, hey, where's Uta? I don't see her. And pretty much Shanks is like not saying a word. And this is a very emotional scene because Luffy starts to cry. And he pretty much realizes that Uta didn't come back. Or the fact that it's implied to Luffy that Uta is dead. And he gets very emotional about this because, hey, this is his best friend. This was a friend he knew for a few weeks/months, that he grew to appreciate and care about because that was ultimately somebody he played with every day and they had all these adventures. And he pretty much says, I hate you, Shanks, and I want nothing to do with you, pretty much. Now Ben Beckman shows up and pretty much tells Shanks like, hey, you think we should tell him about what happened? But now we know as the audience, Uta isn't dead. We don't know what happened to her. She must have been taken away by, on their last expedition. Somebody that must have known Uta must have said, hey, you need to give Uta back right now. Unless there's something else that came up. So, that's the thing. So, yeah. And I like the role that Ben Beckman kind of played as kind of a fatherly figure to Luffy, pretty much saying, listen, I know you want to know things, but if we can't talk about it, if I would like to tell you, but if Shanks doesn't want to talk about it, then it's out of my respect for my captain that I don't say anything about it either. Um, so yeah, and then pretty much he pretty much inspires Luffy like, so are you really ultimately done with Shanks like you say he is? But then eventually Luffy comes to the bar, and pretty much sits next to Shanks and said, "I understand you don't want to say what it is, so I won't ask you about it." And pretty much he does the typical thing where he wants, to still continue being Shanks' friend, and he continues to ask if he can join his crew. But Shanks obviously declines by saying, "No, you're too young to join my crew, kid." So yeah, that's a thing. Now in the world, we cut over to Sengoku, who again is the highest admiral, where we know that Akainu is right now, the fleet admiral. And then we even cover to the five Gorosei members, the five elders, and they pretty much talk about the Shanks pirates. Pretty much, I'm guessing you could say burning down this country of Algeria down to like ashes, pretty much. And this has been something, and this is a shocking thing because everybody in the government's wondering, red hair did something so messed up right then and there. So we don't know what Shanks did. We don't know. This could be a thing where it looks on the outside it was some, interior force, some other force, while the other side it could be what Shanks did. But typically, with how these movies play out, it's typically some other force that was the main culprit. With whatever happened, because I highly doubt Shanks would do something like that, but unless he does do something like that. Very interesting to see where it goes. But we get a time skip to where currently we see a much older Uta, so we know, like I said, she's not dead. Somebody must have taken her in and said, "You need to give her up right now." And apparently, she's like, "It's about time I can proclaim my voice to the entire world," yada yada yada. And she mentions the city, Elgeria, that was burned down in the past. Apparently, it has been rebuilt. So we don't know. But pretty much, this was a really good episode. This episode pretty much sold me on wanting to see Film Red. Like I said, if you watch this episode, or like I said, the first episode was kind of your introduction to the Uta character, in my opinion, especially if you haven't seen One Piece Film Red out in Japan yet. But this was the episode that hooked me on. We're like, no, when this movie comes out, I'm buying tickets the day this movie is announced, and I'm going to go see this freaking movie. So yeah, listen, it was a solid episode. I'm definitely hyped to see the movie now. Next week, there's gonna be a filler episode revolving around, I guess, the same One Piece Film Red events, but with Kobe's perspective on the situation. I'm probably not gonna review it unless it's actually interesting. I'll probably check it out, but I think after that, that's when we get back to the main canon stuff. I know some of you One Piece fans are probably tired of this filler stuff, but that's just been One Piece, the way they operate. And personally, I guess I don't blame them for doing these filler episodes. Like I said, the manga version for the Wano arc already just ended. Like the last chapter for the arc just came out this past Sunday. So, the anime is fairly like it's literally breathing down the back of the anime or of the manga. Like it's not close to where the manga's at right now, but like if the anime was adapting like a chapter or two each episode in the main canon stuff, well then the anime probably would have to go on a little bit of a hiatus for the manga to get farther ahead. So yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with the filler episodes as long as they're intriguing. Again, I feel these filler episodes are just put in place, especially with the fact now that the manga is, semi close to where the anime is at. Like I said, the manga just finished up the Wano arc. So that's good for the manga in terms of the final portion of the story for One Piece. But I wouldn't expect to see more. I would definitely expect to not see a lot of fillers, but I expect to see filler episodes every now and then, so the manga can get ahead, get at least a chapter ahead or a week ahead in terms of chapter stuff with the anime. So then, you know, you don't have a situation to where, guess what, the anime has to take a hiatus for the manga to get farther ahead, and have enough chapters for the anime to constantly adapt, which honestly I feel like is a fear that will eventually happen. There's going to be a point where the anime, it's not going to catch up, but it's going to be somewhere close to where the manga currently could be at, and then maybe Toei has to say, yeah, because of the manga or the anime being close to the manga, the One Piece anime has to go on a little bit of a hiatus break, for the manga to get ahead. Now, I hope that never happens. I'm just throwing it out there. So don't say like, oh, the anime could go on hiatus, confirmed. I'm just saying it could potentially happen based on how much the anime adapts. But you know, we'll see. But anyways, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's One Piece Film Red episode, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece content, as well as any other anime content I upload to the channel. And then I also put in the comment section, after watching these last 2 episodes, are you hyped for One Piece Film Red? Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, yada yada yada. Hit that subscribe button. When you do hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell icon so you're up to date with whatever I upload to the channel. So then, guys, catch you guys later, and have a great, safe rest of your day. Peace.